there, I am back, and in this session I want to answer one of the most frequent questions I've been asked over the time. Does God choose for us whom we are to marry? Now, God created man with the capacity to will, and that's because he wants us to make decisions and be responsible for them. Now, we shouldn't turn around, for instance, and blame anybody, including him, for the outcome of the decisions we took. So, God can choose, yes, for us whom we are to marry, but then he will not. Because in doing that, he will be going against man's will to either refuse or say yes. Now, this does not, however, change the fact that concerning whom we are to marry, God has a will. You see, we can know his will and can equally surrender our own will to his will. Now, we must understand that his will is not just about him finding an individual for us, but about him teaching us to know his principles and to discern his purposes and to allow that awareness guide our decisions. So God does not work from the outwards, he works from the inside. You see, that is instructive. Discernment is key to working with God. So if God shows you a life partner and has not shown the person you, then it is still a fruitless mission. You see, the person can equally go ahead and choose to marry somebody else. And wouldn't that make God a liar? Assuming that it is God's job to choose our life partners for us. You see, you can't also blame God because it is not his job to propose on your behalf. So if you are praying, for instance, Lord, choose a wife for me. Now, can you now see why that prayer is not answered? You see, you want him to do what he does not do, and that's why he can't answer it. So stop proposing with words like, sister, the Lord says I should marry you. Listen, God did not choose Eve for Adam for a wife. He only created Eve and brought Eve to Adam as a helper. Now, it was Adam who saw a wife in her and declared that publicly. You see, God can send somebody into your life at any time, but you've got to discern accordingly to place each person where they truly deserve to be in our lives. So don't give the place of a wife, for instance, or a life partner, for instance, to somebody whose principles violates God's stand, and then be wondering why you are under some pressure you didn't bargain for. Don't give the place of a life partner, for instance, to somebody who does not respect your life assignment, and be wondering why you are alone. You see, so there could be a wife among the people God sends your way to help you, but then your ability to discern is a plus. So Adam, for instance, met Eve just once and he could identify the bone of his bone in her. But you have met her 50 times, exchanged pleasantries, more than 30 times. Yet you mean you can't see anything? Then how is that God's fault? How is that God's fault? You see, God can guide your heart in making this most important decision of your life. Of course he can. However, that is not a superimposing role that he wants to play. Where that happens because you gave him the permission, I want you to understand that it is still your job to take ownership for whoever you decided to marry. Now, did you learn from my answer? I want you to do well to leave a comment below. Now, like also and share this video. Subscribe to this channel for more. I will be back.